Now, boys and girls, you know what? There's a lot of things in the world that's real valuable. And one of those things is, you have it with you today. It's the soul that's inside of that body. And that's the most valuable thing in the world to you. And now, if you keep your soul, then you're going to lose it. And if you lose your soul, then you're going to save it. If you lose your soul to Jesus, see? In other words, if you believe on Jesus, you become His disciple. And then, if you give your life to Jesus when you're young like this, and then He's going to save it to everlasting life. But if you want to keep it, you're going to lose it. Yeah, you'll lose. You want to act like these other girls and boys around here and go out and do as they do, then you're going to lose it. But if you want to give your life to Jesus, then you're going to save it for eternity and forever. Now, you remember that now, that it's the most valuable thing in all the world is your little soul. And if you keep it, you lose it. If you give it to Jesus, you save it. If the boys and girls want to go out there and do things and tell stories and say things that's wrong and cheat and steal and do things bad and copy in school and things, go ahead, they lose it. They lose it. But if they'll give it to Jesus, they won't do that, and then they'll save it. That's what you want to do, isn't it? Now, we're going to start in our little story now. That's our background now. You remember that. Now, let's start our little story now to the old people and to the fathers and mothers you listen to now, you, especially you mothers and dads. And we'll start. You like those stories, do you? Oh, I just love them, especially now. You read a lot of stories that's not true. But this story is true. Absolutely the truth. Every word of it. It's in God's Bible. So it has to be the truth, see, because it's God's Word. God's Word is the truth. He said, but oh, I'm too tired. He said, oh, honey, if you'd have seen what I saw today, oh, I don't even want any supper. Oh, it's terrible, the sight that I saw today. She said, well, what was it that you saw? So I can't tell you before the children. Oh, it's too terrible. My, it was bad. Well, what was it that you saw? Well, I'm going upstairs and lie down just a little while, and then after supper, when we put the kiddies all to bed, then I'll tell you what happened today. After a while, she had supper all ready, so she slips up the stairs and she calls him, Amram, and he said, yes, Jochebed, here, I'm coming down. So they come down the steps, you know, and they had a nice supper. So after they'd eaten supper, and a little boy and little girl had eaten all their supper while mother put the things away, and she tucked them into the bed. And then she goes into the room, her and her husband, and they sat down. She said, well, now, what was it that you saw today, Amram, that made you so upset tonight that you didn't even want to live? Oh, he said, darling, I just can't understand it. He said, I saw it. Well, we see it every day, but today was especially. He said, oh, I've seen the awfulest sight I ever seen. He said, our poor boys, some of them not over 12 years old, pulling that big old wagon with ropes around their neck like that, and those poor kids that pulled till they could pull no more up that great big incline, those big stones back there. And they couldn't go no farther, and after a while the wagon began to creak and go real slow. After a while, stop. Down the road come a man. Oh, he was a maniac. He roared out, what are you stopping this wagon? Wham! With those great big old snake whips and whipping it across the back, and the blood run out of their back and run down like that. And those poor kids just hung onto this rope and cried, said, oh, Jochebed, what can we do, mothers? That we're the people of God. God blessed us. We're the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And why would we have to be slaves down here to these things? Oh, it's terrible how those poor boys cried. Oh, and I pray and I pray and I pray, Jochebed, and it seems like God just don't even hear me. I pray, and he seems like he turns a deaf ear. He don't hear me at all. He seems like he don't care anymore. Now, she said, look, Amram, that don't sound like you. You're a real daddy. And that don't sound like you because you're always encouraging us, telling us to have faith in God. Oh, but dear, when I pray so much, and still God don't hear me. It seems like it just gets worse all the time. The more I pray, the worse it gets. But little boys and girls, does God hear prayer? Does He hear His prayer? Does God answer prayer? Yes. Does He answer real quick? Not all the time, does He? No. Sometimes He makes us wait. Is that right? But God answers prayer, doesn't He? And just because everything's going wrong, that's no sign we should quit praying. We just pray on anyhow, don't we? That's right. Now you answered right. God answers prayer. Let's all say it together. God answers prayer. Yes, no matter what the circumstances are, He answers anyhow. All right. Well, are you going up to pray again? Yes. And Daddy had a secret room way up in the attic where he went to pray. So he gets up there that night. He kneels down by the side. He said, Jochebed, now you go on and go to bed. And you and the kiddies, because don't bother me, I'm going to pray maybe all night tonight. So he gets down on his knees and he prays and he prays. I see him lift up his hands and say, Oh, God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Jacob, remember your promise to your people. Here we are way down here in Egypt and we're under bondage and our cruel taskmasters are driving us to do things and to beating us around and our poor people are stripped off naked and they're whipping us with whips and we're your people. Oh God, surely you'll hear prayer. Surely you'll answer prayer. And I pray and I pray and I pray and you seem like you don't even answer me. But God, I believe that you are God. And you'll finally answer prayer. And he prayed on like that almost all night. And the next morning about 3 or 4 o'clock, he comes down the little steps and he looks over there and there was his lovely little wife, little Jochebed. She was there in the bed asleep. And little Aaron and little Miriam had already been tucked in the bed, so they were just as sleepy as they could be and sleeping away. All right, he says to her, she said, it's getting late, and you're just getting, yeah, I prayed all night. His eyes were stained with tears because he cried for the people. And she said, looky, Amram, you shouldn't go too hard at it. Now he said, listen, dear, that's good, but now look, you've got 2 kiddies to raise here, and the burden is mine. If somebody don't pray for our poor people, what will become of them? What's going to happen if somebody don't have the people at heart? Somebody's got to pray. Well, she says, Amram, the burden's not all yours. Well, it seems to be, and anyhow, I'll pray anyhow, all the time. Goes to work that day, and each day he comes and goes in the same old toil. And he had a hard job. They poured mortar into great big molds, and he had to stand there with that big furnace. When they'd open it up, ooh, my, it'd almost break his hide. That horrible heat. He'd push those bricks back in there and bake them, bring them out. They'd build great big roads and great big high towers to idol gods and everything. And this real Christian man down there working like that for the enemy. But he was a slave. He was in bondage. He had to do it. Every night when he'd come home, he'd pray and go up the steps again and pray and pray and pray and come back down. Got no better, kept getting worse. And one day, over at the work, he heard a rumor. He said, what's that? What is that? Tell me. Somebody whispered to another. After a while, before the day was gone, it was all over the whole country. What was going to happen? What was it? A council was going to meet that night. Old King Pharaoh, the old wicked king, was going to call all these people together and have another big council. Let's go over to the king's palace. King Pharaoh brings them all out there and says, all right, all you generals, what's the matter with you around here? I give my orders around here. This people is increasing all the time. What's the matter? Can't we stop this? That someday there'll come another army in here, and all these enemies of ours out of Goshen over there, these Israelites, will join themselves to this army, and they'll overcome us, and our great economy will be torn down. Our great kingdom will be destroyed. They'll take us. What's the matter with you? Speak up, somebody. You know something to say? Oh, he was mean. He was very mean. All the generals were shaking. One of them raised up and said, long live King Pharaoh. Well, say what you're going to. Said, long live the King, Your Highness, sir. He said, I would desire that you'd put more burdens upon the people. You numbskulls! You already put plenty of burdens on the people. And yet they increase. Why, yours, that's all the ideas you got, just keep it to yourself. Oh, he was rough. After a while, one raised up, great big smile on his face like the devil. And he said, Long live King Pharaoh. Said, I've got the idea. Said, well, speak up. Don't stand there like that. He said, I'll tell you what we could do. Said, you know, these people are increasing so fast. Yes, that's right. Said, some of their people even have as many as 14 children. Sometimes they have 20 children. And our people don't have maybe one. Said they're increasing so fast, they're just covering the whole land. See, God was doing something. See, God always pulls the wool over the devil's eyes. See, He knows what He's doing. See, and all these women just having lots of children. Why, He said, Long live the King. But I'll tell you what, every time a woman gives birth to a little boy baby, go out in the land here and get some women that's not mothers. You see, women that never had children. Women that don't want children, that don't love children. Oh, long-nosed witches. See? Longer the nose, the better. Oh, long fingers. Painted up faces. And get them. They don't know what a mother's love is. So then when a little boy baby is being born, well, let them go and get that little boy's baby and bring him out and bust his head against the wall. Throw it back in the house to the mother like that. Throw him down in a big well. Oh, better than that? Take him out, tie his hands and feet, throw him out in and back up the crocodiles. That's the way to get rid of it. And they won't increase very much, because there'll be no man left, killing all the little boy babies. Oh, Pharaoh says, that's good. That's a good idea. See what the devil is? He's wicked, isn't he? Said, that's the thing to do. Go get, you done. Now, being that you had the idea, I'll just make you overseer of that. You go out and get all the old women that you know of that it's never been mothers and they don't love children, and see, it takes a mother to love a child. You remember how mother loved you? Well, see, mother loved the little baby, but you had to get somebody that they didn't have no children, didn't want no children, just real old mean women, and said make them police. And when you make them police, and give them orders that they can go in any house they want to and take every little baby out and bust its head against the wall and give it to the crocodiles to eat. Every little baby. Ooh, how cruel. Then the next day, when Amram was down there working, he heard that issue had been made. Oh, he goes home. He said, oh, Jonathan. Oh, darling, let me tell you something. You know how that order was issued? To kill all the little boy babies. And he told us that, oh, I just can't stand it. Upstairs he went again to pray. That night he prayed like he never before. Are we supposed to keep on praying? Oh, pray on. Is that right? Just keep on praying. No matter what goes on, keep on praying. Now, and the first thing you know, he prayed all night. Oh, God, be merciful. Help, God. We pray that you'll help us in some way. Back down he come around daylight, day after day, and oh, what a howl around the country. Every day you'd hear mothers screaming up and down the streets. They'd take their little babies out of their arms, their little cunning little boy babies. Those old witches would go in there and take their little feet and bang them up against the wall and kill them and throw them into the crocodiles. The poor mother would get on her knees and she'd cry, oh, don't take my baby, don't take my baby. And oh, what a time they were having. You know how mother loves little babies? How she puts them on the chin. Remember how mother would take you and wash you and kiss you and would say how pretty you was and how she put you to bed at night. And oh, if you'd a little door would be open, a little draft coming through, something like that. Oh my, she'd run real quick and shut the door, cover up the little baby, and you know she loved you. See, she loved you. Oh, she loved that poor little thing that God had given her that was helpless and it couldn't help itself. So she loved that little baby, and she just kissed her little babies and play with them because she was a real mother. See? But these old women that killed the babies, they didn't know what motherly love was. They wasn't mothers. All they thought about this had big time on their mind, things of the world. So they go and kill those little babies. You're too young to know, but it's still going on. That's right. Now you adults know what I'm talking about. Right. Too much of it. Oh, you say, I wouldn't take, but abortion case is the same thing. All right. But you see, they don't know what mother love is. Now you know what I mean when I say real mothers? Right. No different, the same devil. So there, it's just to think of the thousands times thousands yearly. As bad as it was in Egypt or worse. There. Then they come in, they didn't have a mother's love. So they take those little babies and kill them. Oh, it kept going worse and worse. And one day, there come another rumor. They're going to have another meeting. Pharaoh called all his counselors together. They all of them together. They got in there and said, all right, they're still increasing. What do we do about it now? This same old sly, slick, devil-faced guy raised up and said, long live King Pharaoh. I have the idea. Look, you've got the man working. You make them have a till of bricks so many each day. Make them out of stubble. You kill the little children and things. But they're still increasing. The thing you ought to do is put the women to work too. If you put the women to work, then they won't. Now, that's not a woman's place. No. So it said, but you put the women to work and put them out there and let them make brick too. And then they'll be so tired when they come in, they can't cook their husband's supper, they can't be a good mama, see? And so if they're going to work and go on like that, so they won't be able to do it, so you put them to work too. That's good! Fine! You're a wise man. So he puts all the women to work. And here comes poor old Amram coming that night and said, oh, Jehoshaphat, I don't know what we're going to do now. They're putting all the women to work. I tell you, I just don't know what to do. We're slaves and we're getting worse and worse. I predict this. If God ever does anything for us, it'll be after we're all dead. Now, God don't wait like that, does He? No. God just watches us sometimes, doesn't He? All right. So then, that night he said, I'm going up and pray like I never prayed before. Now, that's the way to pray, isn't it? Pray like you never prayed before. Really get the business. See, if you just go up and say, Lord, bless so-and-so and so, God don't take interest much to that. But when you really get down to business, when you little boys and girls pray, get down to business. Do you do that in school? Do you ask God to help you in school? When you're going to go to school and you don't make very good grades, you go in and say, God, I want you to help me. Do you pray? How many little boys and girls pray? Let's see your hands. Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's good. Do you have a secret place where you go pray where Mommy and Daddy don't even see you? Do you pray like that? You all pray like that? Have a little place, step out and pray and say your little prayer? You say it every night before you go to bed? When you get up at morning and think, oh, that's good. How many other little boys and girls raise up your hand and pray way over the building? Oh, ain't that fine? Well, now, that's good. That shows you got real mother and daddy that teaches you to do these things. Now, when really you get in need, you better pray sincerely, haven't you? So, little Amram, upstairs he goes. Oh, my. He didn't want no supper. He said, it's too bad. She said, you must eat supper, Dad. Just can't do it. Jehoshaphat, I just can't do it. Said, but you're losing weight, and you're nervous, and you're pale in your face, you're vomiting up your food and things. Oh, I don't know what to do. But he said, dear, if somebody don't take the people to heart, if somebody don't pray for the people, what will we do? We're getting worse. Surely sometime God will hear. Yes, that's right. That's right. God will hear. You get out of business, just stay there. Oh, this time he goes upstairs different. When he goes upstairs this time, he kneels down, he puts his hands up in the air. God, I'm speaking to you now. Amen. Get the business. God, thou hast ears, and you can hear. Thou hast eyes, and you can see. Thou hast a memory. You know your word. You know your promise. I plead to you, God, look down. You're the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That your people are in distress and they're dying. Do something for us, God. We've got to have you at once. We just got to have you. Or we'll perish. We must have you. We just got to if we live. That's when you're really praying. Oh, he prayed. You know, sometimes people, when they pray, they get tired, don't they, Mother and Dad? Ooh, get so tired. Brother Branham sometimes gets so tired I almost faint when I go to pray a long time. Just get faint, go without eating and things for days and pray and pray and pray and preaching. I just get to a place I'm going to faint there. And sometimes people get that way. But that's no time to give up. Keep on. God will answer. Yes, sir. Keep holding on. Yes, sir. So he goes up the little creaky steps, and I see Jehoshaphat come by and said, "Oh, Amram, go, honey, now Jehoshaphat, look, you're a fine, lovely." She was beautiful, pretty little mother. And he kissed her on the cheek, patted her like that. So now, Mother, you go back and put Aaron and little Miriam to bed, and I'm going up to pray. And if you hear me weeping, don't you come up. Well, but Amram, what you going to do, honey? You're about dead. Yes, but I got the burden of the people on my heart. I got to do something about it. I've got to stay on my knees. And so all the people, he said, today, only today, down at the Brick Hill, I was down there, kept saying, well, surely God will hear. And one big old man come up, put his hands on his hips and said, when will he hear? When will he hear? See, our people's even getting bitter. They're giving against God. Because they pray and pray and pray and nothing happens. And listen, praise and praise and praise and nothing happens. And all the priest says the days of miracles is past. The only thing we can do is just duck right down to these old taskmasters who worship heathens, heathen gods and so forth. And what can we do? But he said, but I believe in Jehovah. Amen. I believe he still answers prayer. Do you believe that? You believe it? Amen. All of you believe that? Amen. Amen. Still answers prayer. All right. Little old frail body lost right away. Up the creaky steps he goes. Goes over there and kneels down. He said, oh, Jehovah. Oh, he prayed like he never prayed before. He said, Jehovah, looky here. You're a real God. We believe that you got ears. We believe you got eyes. And you know all things. And we believe you're the God of the Hebrews. And we're the people of the promise. We believe you keep your word. So look at these heathens out here. How they're taking our cheap labor and building great big roads and idols and everything. You, Jehovah, would you sit in heaven and let the heathens rule over you? I don't believe you'll do it. Amen. I still don't believe you'll do it. Amen. When the devil comes in, God's still God. Amen. Right? Amen. Not permit these devils to do that. Hallelujah. I believe it's the day that when fashion and nonsense and all this tommy rot going on, still God, still reigns, and He's still God. Right? But we need somebody like Amram, got the burden on their heart, who will stay there and pray it too until the heavens are split open yonder. God comes down and answers prayer. Hey, now, look here, he said, God, do you let the heathens mock at your people like this? Weeks and months and years has passed. We pray constantly, the tears bathe on. God, will you permit such a thing? I wonder today that when hundreds of little babies are thrown into the rivers and cesspools and not permitted to live in barges cases and everything else committed. Oh, Jehovah! Will you permit such stuff to go on? Today when whiskey and beer and nightlife and everything is crowded out, and even the pulpit got so weak till they're afraid to say anything about it. Jehovah! Will you permit such nonsense to go on? He'll answer one day. Oh, His wrath is terrible when it comes. Yes, sir. Women going out and making their babies die of cigarette trails to drop ashes in, and people take their little babies out to beer parlors, little girls and boys sitting up 6 or 8 years old drinking and things like that, and the nation legalizing it. It's all right. Oh, my. Think Jehovah don't see that? When they're even making fun of the people who really are right with God, all these things going on, making fun, hold on, just keep holding on. Jehovah will answer, don't worry. All right, we go on a little farther. We find him up there praying, and he just gets so tired he lays down. He just prays till he just falls on the floor. He can't go any farther. And he took a little nap. He woke up. What's the matter? Look around here. Where's that light coming from? Oh. Look, standing there in the corner. There stood an angel. sword hanging down his side. Oh, he looked again, and he rubbed his eyes. He pulled up on his knees. He said, Lord, what would you want of me? He said, Amram, I am the angel of God. I've been sent from heaven to tell you, God heard your prayers. Now I've come to tell you that He's going to send a deliverer. He remembers all of His promises. I see the angel now. Look at him. He's pulling out this sword. He points it to the north. Amram looks. He said, just the point of this sword lays the promised land. And I promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, your fathers, that you people would inherit that land. And I've heard the groaning of the people. I've heard the crying of the children. And I've come down. Now I want you to know that you're going to play a great part in this, Amram, because you were faithful in prayer. You were faithful in your house. And about this time next year, Jehoshaphat, your lovely little wife, is going to embrace a little baby boy. And that little baby boy is going to be a deliverer. He said, oh, yes, yes, oh, yes, yes. Oh, he's so beautiful. He looked, and the angel began to lift up. It seemed like the whole heavens opened up, and he went out of the room. He waited a little bit. He said, oh, I'm not beside myself. Downstairs he went real quick and said, Jehoshaphat, that quick. Said, yes, what's the matter, dear? Said, set up. And the moonlight shining in the window, she looked beautiful. And he said, I have just seen an angel of God. And he told me all these things. Oh, how did he look? Said the mother, how did he look? Said, oh, he was beautiful. He had on shining robe. His eyes sparkled. And he had a sword in his hand. And he pointed to the north. That's the way, the promised land lays from Egypt up that way, Palestine. He said, he pointed to the north. And he said that we were going to have a baby about this time next year, and this little baby is going to come forth and be a conqueror and go to deliver his people. Oh, hallelujah, Jehoshaphat. And he noticed she was white. Her face, her eyes were staring, her great eyes were looking. Jehoshaphat, what's the matter? Oh, Amram, no. We have a boy baby? Yes. Oh, it can't be. You know what? Oh, if you'd have never had this vision. You know what, Pharaoh? He's killing all the little babies. Yes, but if God gives us this baby, God will take care of the baby. Amen. God promised, God will take care of him. Well, the next day he goes out to work, and all the fellows up there, he knows Amram, instead of coming, being all stooped down and weary, had his shoulders up, said, pass some more bricks. Come on, let's go. What's the matter? Glory to God. God's going to answer prayer. Oh, no. It makes you feel good when you get an answer. Don't we know that, Papa, Mom? When God gives an answer. You don't have to see a vision. You just know the answer's there. That's all. That's all. Just know the answer's there. Now listen close now. I want you to listen to what happened. Now, after a while, I said, all right, Amram, what's the matter with you? God's going to answer prayer. God's going to answer prayer. Well, how is he going to answer prayer? That don't make any difference. One old guy walked up and said, now, when do you think he'll ever answer prayer? I ain't going to tell you because you're an unbeliever anyhow. Pass me some more bricks. Go in there like that and you open up. Don't care. You don't have to tell unbelievers all things, do you? Don't make any difference. No, sir. Certainly not. Pass me some more bricks. Hallelujah. Going to answer prayer. That's what you feel when you know what's going to happen, isn't it? Yes, sir. Well, how's he going to do it? You don't know anyhow, so just keep on passing bricks. Put them all in there. Got all them old brick in there. That night he went home and said, oh, Jehoshaphat, think of it. We're going to have a baby. Oh, and he's going to be the deliverer. God's going to send him. Oh, it's going to be wonderful. Oh, but I'm so worried. Oh, quit worrying. Quit worrying. God's only hearing him now. God's got ears. God can hear. God's got hands. He can deliver. So, he had a lot of faith. When you pray through, you can get an answer. You really get a lot of faith then. Well, did you ever pray for anything and God will go do it for you? Did you little girls do that, you little boys? Sure. That's when you know it's going to happen. All right. A whole year passes. And the first thing you know, here comes Amram in from work one day. What happened? The cutest little baby. Oh, he was a little darling, about this long. And So she picks him up, hands him over to Amram, and he kisses him. You know, he loves him, see. And Mother was holding him. Oh, what a treasure. She said, oh, I'm so scared. Oh, you know, this little baby, he's such a sweet little thing. And you know what? The Bible said that's the prettiest little baby ever was born. Now, I know mothers will disagree with me on that. They thought, your mother thought she was the prettiest little baby, didn't she? Yeah. She has a right to think that, but the Bible said this is a pretty little baby. Oh, he was a jewel. God had his hands on him, you know. So, oh, he's the cutest little thing. He lay there and he just make a little bitty grin with no teeth. You ever know a little brother never do that, little teeth? Just grin like that, and the first thing you know, whah! Oh, my goodness. Hello, hi. What's the matter? What you doing? Sitting downstairs. You know what the order is? See? If that old long-nosed witches comes by here, they'll take our baby and kill it. That's right. We can't let it cry. So, oh, it needed some breakfast or supper. So the mother takes it over in a corner. She nurses it, you know. And so he's all right then. So a couple of nights after that, they was playing with him, and away he went again. You know, started crying. Away she went real quick and hit him real quick like that. And downstairs, way down and back in the wall, Amram had fixed a little place where he could hide the baby. And then first thing you know, they heard something up there go, gone! Everybody scattered over to one place. Said, that's them. That's them old witches. Come on, long, painted fingernails, and you know, witches look down there and look out the window and say, yeah, that's them. They're standing there. Hold back! So Amram walked down, opened the door, and said, what do you want? Said, you got a baby in here. And we know it. And we're going to take it. We ain't got no baby to give to you. They did. We're coming in to look anyhow. We're police women. See our badges? And that's something for a woman to be. But we're police women. We got our right from the authorities. You know, we have them here now. And so then they take down, goes in. They go in and turn over the sofa and open up all the drawers and throw everything out on the floor and take all the bedclothes and shake them out and go upstairs and find where Daddy had a little secret place. Everywhere. But they couldn't find the baby. Couldn't find the baby. So they walked up to the woman there, poor Jehoshaphat standing there. Her face was white. They walked up and said, looky here. We know that you're a mother. We can tell by the looks of you. We know you're a nursing woman. And we know that baby's here. We'll be back. We'll get it. Out the door they went. Slammed the door and out they went. She said, oh, what can we do? What can we do? So Amram said, pray. Is that the thing to do? Is that the thing? Pray. Let's pray. I don't know what to do. So he said, now look, you quieten down. You go nurse the baby again. I'm going upstairs and pray. So he goes upstairs, he prays, he said, Jehovah, you got ears. Jehovah, you got eyes. Jehovah, you can hear. You can answer prayer. You gave us this baby. You gave us your promise. And you will keep your promise. And you will keep that baby. And I'm confident. After praying, getting real tired, he just fell like this and went to sleep. He was so tired. Worked all day and praying all night. He was tired. And then, you know what happened? He went to sleep and he dreamed a dream. You know, God speaks in dreams too, doesn't he? Sure he does. Yes, he does. See? And he speaks in dreams. Oh, when he woke up, he said, that's it. I ought to have thought about that. That's what I want to do. I just want to say that out. Downstairs he goes, he said, Jochebed. Yes, dear. Oh, I'm so weary. I can't sleep. Oh, go to sleep. Go to sleep. It's all over. How do you know? Oh, I just know. I just have confidence. Instead of Dad that night going upstairs to pray, he went on the basement. He was busy down there. I wonder what he was doing. Let's sit down and see. I see him down there going, slam, slam, slam. Take this reed in the door, twist it and see if it's good. Little Aaron went out that day, got the whole armload of them, laid him down in the basement, you know. God takes care of you. Old time religion is so probably true. Turn around. She said, Amram, what's the matter with you? Hallelujah, nothing there, go on. It's the old religion. It's the old time religion. Seal it all up. And it's done now for me. Give me this old. He was doing something. You know, after a week or two passed, the first thing you know, they wondered what he was doing. So one night when they was all asleep, he slips upstairs and brings this little thing up, you know. He gets it up like this, and he brings it up. He raises up the cover where Jehoshaphat, his wife, is sleeping, and he slips it under the cover. Little Aaron and little Miriam was asleep, you know. Oh, she was a sweet little thing, that little girl was. So was little Aaron. So he put her on there. He says, Jehoshaphat, dear. She said, have you been in the basement praying this time of night, Amram? Said, no, I've been in the basement praising God. So what you been doing? Said, I want to tell you. Now, you know, that old witches is coming back. Yeah. And I want to tell you what we're going to do. We've had the baby now for 3 months. And we've got to get rid of it. Oh, Amram, you got to do what? We got to get rid of the baby. Get rid of the baby? Yeah, oh, you're cruel. No, I'm not cruel. No. I know what I'm doing. What do you mean? Why, you as bad as Pharaoh. Go to get rid of our baby? Yeah, go get rid of the baby. Oh, we can't. Now listen, if we keep it, we're going to lose it. And if we give it to the one who gave it to us, he'll find it. Is that right? Now, if you keep it, we're going to lose it. How are you going to lose it? Well, them old witches is going to come by and get it. And look, if you keep that soul and go ahead and live like the world, you're going to lose it. The witches of hell's after you. That's right. All this old folly of the world and things out there is right after you. If you keep it, you'll lose it. But if you give it back to the one who gave it to you, you'll find it and keep it. What is it now? If we keep it, what do? Lose it. If we give it to Christ, we what? Keep it. Amen. That's good. Now you answer right. Now it says, Jehoshaphat, we're going to lose it if we keep it. So if we kind of turn it back to the one who gave it to us, then we'll keep it. Now you got a soul. And Papa and Mama, you the same. But if you keep it, you're going to lose it. That's right. The witches of hell will take it. They're all after it. But if you give it back to the one who gave it to you, amen, you'll keep it. Amen. To everlasting life. Hallelujah. Amen. Praise God. Amen. Excuse me, children. I'm as old-fashioned enough to shout. If you keep it, let's say it all together. If you keep it, you'll lose it. If you give it back to the one who gave it to you, you'll keep it. Amen. Remember now, give it to him. How? That's why. Oh, she began weeping. She said, oh, what you going to do with it? She said, look here, I'm going to show you something. What you got under my bed there? I said, let me show you. And he pulled it out. Oh, it's a little reed bag. It's a little ship, what it is. It hasn't got no rudder, it hasn't got no sail, hasn't got no cannons on it. And yet it's going to pack the most precious cargo that was ever packed by a ship. To that time. Yeah. It hasn't got no captain or no crew. Right. I know there's ship from that out like that too. Oh, she said, let me look at Abraham, let me see. She goes over here and said, look here, I got a little lid on it. See, you pick the little lid up. She said, stinks. I said, yes, it stinks. Why? I poured it full of tar. It's all pitched all over. Pitch is tar, you know. So they put pitch all over. That's what he's boiling down here and pouring on top of these reeds. He pitched it, said, see, the water can't get into it then, see. It's sealed all over. And said, and it just can't get into it. The water can't. I pitched it. Said, whew, it smells bad. You children know what tar is when you're fixing the streets. You know, ooh, that awful smell. But it keeps it shuts out all the cracks on the street. And that's what this does. It shuts out all the water. And that's what prayer does for the believer. That's what keeps the world out of you. It's when you pitch yourself on your knees and say, Lord Jesus, and the blood comes down and it seals you all up so the devil can't get you. See? That's right. See? So then, many times the people go around and say it's awful, but that don't make any difference. It keeps you saved. That's the main thing. It keeps you saved. Say you're old-fashioned, but that doesn't matter. It keeps you saved. Well, so what are we going to do? All right. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take the baby, and we're going to have a little party. And we're going to take the baby and put him in here and put him out in the Nile River. Oh, no. Amram, you can't put our baby out in the river? Yep, I know what I'm doing. See, he had a dream. He knows what to do. See, God had instructed him. He knew what to do. He built this, and he seen it was the very type of the ark that saved Noah back there in his time. So he said, look here, I got a little hole cut right in the top of it so he can breathe. See? He can get sunshine through there. And you know the ark in the old Bible way back there? It was made the same instant. And it had a hole right in the top of it. So he could see in, you see? And before he had to look up. So then this poor little baby, nameless, didn't even have any name. Little nameless baby, and yet the cutest little baby in the world. The next night when they come in, and they waited till about 3 o'clock in the morning, and then he walks over and he got through praying. He goes over and he said, now come on, Jochebed, get up. And so they woke up little Aaron and little Miriam. Oh, she come over and she put her arms. She said, Daddy, little Miriam. She said, you're not going to take our little brother, baby, are you? And put it in the Nile where all those old crocodiles are. And he pushed her little hair back like that. She had pretty eyes and pretty little hair. And so he kissed her on the side of the cheek. He said, honey, it hurts me too. It hurts me too. But we must do this. You see, little girls and boys, sometimes we have to do things that kind of hurts us, but we must do it anyhow. When a girl say, hey, did you ever smoke a cigarette? You say, no. Well, try one. Oh, I'm your buddy, you know. You try it. But it might hurt a little bit to say, I don't want it. I don't want it. Say, will you come go to the show with me this evening? No, I don't go to shows. See, it might hurt just a little. See, you're just an old fogey. Don't you believe that? It might hurt just a little bit. Just turn your head from it. It's the right thing to do, you see. Always do that. Do the right thing. All right. And now, when the girls are learning this little old toe dance and stuff like that, and want you to do it, you tell them, no, you don't do it, see. Oh, well, it's a lot of fun. You don't care how much fun it is. You want to do what's right. So you always do what's right. Now, you just remember that now. You won't forget it, will you? Now, what did they do? They took the little baby then, and he got up there, and little Aaron come up. He said, Daddy, what are you going to do with our baby? He said, Aaron, sit up here on my lap. He said, look, Aaron, if we keep the baby, what are we going to do? Lose it. But if we give the baby back in the hands of him that give it to us, what will we do? We'll keep it. That's right. So now, how are you going to do it, Daddy? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be done, but God's going to do it. See? And so then they put the little baby in there, and so here they go now. They're going to the door. They go down to the door. He looks this way down the street, that way down the street. There's nobody coming and says, come on, Jochebed. Come on, Aaron. Come on, Marion. Let's go. They take the little ark and go down to the flags of the river. It's a long time before daylight. And here comes little Aaron. Back there, whole little Miriam, little brother and sister, they were crying. And poor little Jehoshaphat, she's going along. So watching these streets, be careful. Be careful. Going on down the street. Be careful. Packing a little baby, and the mother's packing a baby, and daddy's packing the ark. They get down to the river. Oh, it's a great big river. Second biggest in the world now. And so then, great big river, swift, and it's full of great big old crocodiles and alligators. Oh, they were fat. They fed them all them little children. They were just fat. And she says, Jehoshaphat says to Amram, her husband, said, oh, what if the alligators get a hold of it? What if the crocodiles in here touch it? So don't worry. If they ever stick their nose in that tar, they'll get plumb away. See? That's the reason it stinks, see? He sticks his nose up, said he couldn't smell human flesh, so he'll get away. That tar will stink so bad till he'll run away. It'll be all right. Don't you worry. So they put it down on a little ark, and she said, now, you nurse the baby. So the mother takes the baby and nurses it, and she nurses the baby until it gets its breakfast early in the morning, and then she kisses it, and said, now, Aaron, you can kiss it. And Aaron kisses it, and then take over to Miriam, and she kisses it, and mother kisses it, and oh, she said, I just said, shh. Listen, we're about to be soldiers. See, we got to be soldiers. Now, y'all want to kiss it again? All of them kissed it around again. Then he put it in there. The mother made a little blanket and put on it a little pillow. She put it on there. She said, my darling little baby, God bless you. I've got to take care of that. Don't you worry. Close the little lid down, and the first thing you know, Father begins to pull off his coat. Take off his shirt. Here he goes wading out into the water. What do you think is going on in heaven about this time? Hallelujah! You know, when things goes on down here, there's something going on up there too. Amen. I can see God raised from his throne. Walk over. Say, Gabriel! Gabriel, where are you? Gabriel said, here I am, Lord. Come here a minute. We'll show you something. So all you angels, come around here, man. I'll show you something. I got people who believe me. I got people who trust me. Come here a minute. It's good for all you angels. Take a look at this. Look, where's it at? Right down there. Without. Yeah, I see it. Look right down there. See the age of them bulrushes there, them flags? And yeah. See, what is it? There's a man with his hands up in the air, on his knees, calling on me. There's a crying mother and two little crying children. They're trusting me to the very end. Gabriel, you remember when you went in? You remember that man? Yes, I met in the room that night and talked to him. He still trusts me. I got people that believe me. I got people that will trust me to the end. See him, look at him. Yes, so is that gal. The father's walking in the water. Starts to push the little boat out. I hear him say, Gabriel! Yes, Lord! Call 10,000 angels to the sea. Give them marching orders right away. Call the host of hell out. Sail all and down along the banisters of heaven and put them all around the aisle. I command that no crocodile will touch that cargo. Nothing will touch it. Don't even a chunk of wood come near it. Hallelujah. Gabriel said, it shall be done. By sound of trumpet, 10,000 angels come in arms. The Father, where are you going to be, Lord? I'll be at the other end. Hallelujah. He's always on the receiving end. I'll wait down at the other end. I got a purpose. When people will trust me, I have something of purpose. It'll be all right with them. All right. Goes down to the other end. I see Moses, or little Aaron, and them going back up the street, weeping. Shh. Watch it. And little Miriam, she's still standing watching. She says, oh, say, come on, Miriam. It's getting daylight. Come on. Roosters are crowing. Come on, it's getting daylight. Come on, honey. Let's go. Said, oh, Daddy, please, one more time. Let me just stand. Just let me watch it. Just let me see what happens. I'll be back home after a while. Oh, that's a good idea, Miriam. Might be all right. You just stand and watch what takes place. All right, I'll watch it. Now, you hurry home after a while. You just see what takes place. You come bring us news what goes on. All right, Daddy. And away they went. On right to hurry. Little Miriam, she stands and she watches. First thing you know, it gets lodged. Oh, what is that coming up there? It's a chunk. Oh, is that an alligator? Oh, he turned. What did he see? He seen what a lot of people don't see. That little cargo was going floating through there. They thought it didn't have any pilot. They thought it didn't have any captain. It did. They were gathered all around. Here comes a little crowd. I'll say, oh, looky there. Here it comes floating up like that. He goes, oh, no. You can't come close to that cargo. In there stood the emancipator that would deliver 3 million Jews. All devils of hell couldn't touch him. Floating down this little old tar-made ark on down the river. The first thing you know, he gets into a whirlpool. Oh, Miriam says, oh, look at that whirlpool. Look at like that. The first thing you know, I want you to just move down. That's the way it goes. We get in a whirlpool sometime in this little bar. Don't worry. There's somebody watching over the angels of God and camps about those who fear Him. got 10,000 of them on the marching list now. Little Miriam, she goes down, she climbs up over this big rock, and she scoots over like this, and she runs down, she watches the ark, and goes on down through here, and goes through this bunch of flags, and while it gets stuck out there. So, I wonder. Now, her daddy told her, said, now, don't you let anybody see you watching that. If somebody comes up, just act like you're not even looking at it. Just go on some other way. Don't act like that you're even watching it all. Just keep on going. All right, she said. She goes on down the bank. It gets up. First thing you know, there's a big bunch of fishermen. And she just acts like she's this little girl walking down. It's all 10 o'clock in the day now, you know. So she just walks on down the river, and she keeps her eye looking back sideways to see where she's going. That's why she passes by another group. Just keep watching. Goes on a little farther. Keeps on, goes on a little farther. After a while, she comes to a great big wall. Oh, my, it's going in behind this wall. What can she do? She don't know what to do. So she can't get on the wall, so she just wades out in the water and steps over like this and crawls over the top. She gets over there and she keeps walking. The first thing you know, she's in a beautiful garden. Flowers are blooming everywhere, and it's so pretty. Now listen, just a moment. Watch, little girl. Pretty flowers, and the trees are all trimmed. It looks so pretty. It's a park. Oh, she said, looky there at that. Oh, my. I'm in the palace park. Pharaoh's palace in the park. What am I going to do here? If they'd ever catch me in here, oh, my. What would they do to me? And she watched that, goes to the little ark, and it kind of stops out there in the water and begins to float around out in the water. I wonder why. And she hears somebody talking. She slips back under the bushes. She back and looks out like that. Little Miriam just begins to look out, saying, first thing you know, here comes some great, big, strong, dark men packing a canopy up like this. And the maids are following along, and they're singing. And here comes a woman, and she's got a big gold band around her head with a big snake with his mouth open like that out in front of it. And she's a nice-looking woman. And she comes down, she has real pretty robes on and things. And I hear one of the maids say, Your Majesty, do you think the water will be warm this morning? Miriam says, Majesty. Oh, that must be royalty. So I must be in the park. And if they catch me in here, what will they do for me? All right. She comes on down, and these big dark men packing this pole like this, walks down to the edge of the water like that, and she slips off her shoes, and one maid has the towels, and the others has the soap, and she's going down for her morning bath. So she goes down there, and she starts to make ready for a bath. She slips off her shoes and says, I'll stick my toes in the water and see if it's warm. Just, oh, it's just nice. Just, what is that out there? Oh, little Miriam says, oh, she's done spied that ark. Oh, she said, is that a crocodile? One of those big, strong men said, just a minute, I'll find out. Splash, splash, splash. Walks out into the water, picks it up like this, and walks in. Said, Your Majesty. Gives it to the maid, and the maid takes it over and gives it to her like that. And she sets it down. She said, what is it? Whew, baby. It's got tar all over it. Look here, it's got a hole in the top of it. And Miriam said, oh, there goes my little brother. There goes my little brother. And so they opened it up like this. Oh, it was a baby. And it began the prettiest little baby in the world. And all of God who could cause hate could cause love. And all the love that He could put in a human's heart, a mother for a child, He put in that girl's heart. And she said, it's one of these. I know what it is. It's that ill father of mine. He's so mean. He called all them little Hebrew children to be killed, and one of them mothers who just sold their baby out, expecting it to land wherever it may. Oh, he's wicked. Well, He'll not kill this one because this one's mine. See how God's doing? She picks him up and she kisses him, and the baby cried. And when he cried, it just warmed her heart. She said, poor little thing. She said, I'll take him, and I'm going to call him, I'm going to give him a name. And there's where he got his name. What was his name? Moses. And Moses means took out of the water. See? She said, I'll call him Moses, and he'll be my own baby. I'll keep him. But now, she said, but I'm a maid. I can't nurse him. I don't have no way of feeding him. They didn't have these bottles and things then. Women didn't smoke cigarettes like they do now in parties and stuff. So said, well, what do I do? So she said, one of them said, I'll tell you, Your Majesty, I'll find a wet nurse for your baby. Oh, she said, that's very good. A little something spoke, an angel standing there at the bush said, Miriam, there's your chance. There's your chance. Little Miriam ran out and said, don't you say a thing now. Don't you let on. You go out and say you'll find the nurse and go get your mother. All right? So she said that. She said, Your Majesty. Ordinary, she said, what are you doing here? But see, God has covered it all over. Why? He had 10,000 angels on the march. See? His program's going to work out. He had 10,000 angels standing there. So the first thing you know, said, yes, little dear, what are you doing here? She said, I just seen you with the baby. Said, I know where there's a nice mother that would take care of your baby for you. She said, go get her and tell her that I'll give her $300 a week to take care of this baby. And I'll give her a whole suite of rooms over in the palace. And if you know where there's a Hebrew woman that's a wet nurse that can nurse this baby, this is my baby. Said, yes, Your Majesty, I'll get you one. Said, now wait a minute. Before you go into the castle, you've got to have a password. See, you don't know the password. Each day we have a password. Now the password today, you know what it was? A pitchfork and a load of hay. So that's what you have to say to get through the gate. So little Miriam cuts off down home hard. She goes jump over the wall, down over the street, and down this way, and down this way. As hard as she goes, she runs in the house. And Amram had just come home, and Jehoshaphat, oh, they were sad, wondering what. Oh, she said, my poor baby. My poor baby. He said, I just listened. Said, I just come by a while ago down there on the street, and that poor mother has kept everybody up all day. They come right through this neighborhood this morning, and they busted every baby's head there was in the neighborhood. And said how they were screaming and crying. Now, don't know your baby, wherever it is, where our baby is, God will take care of it. Just then someone, oh, there they are at the door now. So they went and looked. No, it wasn't. It was Miriam. She said, oh, Miriam, come in, dear. What happened to the baby? She said, Mother, I'm so hungry. I said, Mother, she told her the story. And said, Mother, you go get out your best clothes and get your suitcase packed, because you're going to take care of the baby. What? If you lose it, you'll find it again. Is that right? If you keep it, you'll lose it. If you give it, lose it, you'll find it. Is that right? And little Miriam, just eating that way, said, yes. Said, you're going to the palace today. And not only that, but you're going to be given $300 a week. And the best rooms in the nation to take care of your own baby. First time in all the world's history where a mother was ever paid to nurse her own baby. See how God does it? Hallelujah! Nurse your own baby, you got $300 a week for it in the best rooms in the country. God does things, doesn't He? Does it pay to pray? Is it good to pray? So she got her suitcase ready, and down the road she went, just as hard as she could go. And the first thing you know, she comes, big old guard standing there with these great big spears, said, who goes there? She said, a pitchfork and a load of hay. Pass it on. See how God does things? Went to the next guard. There he drew his sword and said, who are you? Who goes there? Said, a pitchfork and a load of hay. Said, pass on. My, see how God does things? Goes on up to the palace, starts up, and all the royalty comes out, pulls her sword. Who goes there? Said, a pitchfork and a load of hay. Passed on in. First thing you know, a man walked out. Said, are you the little lady that Her Majesty is waiting for it? Yes. And is this the wet nurse for the baby was found this morning? Yes. Said, well, bring her in. So she brings the baby in, brings the mother in, and the little princess walks out, and she said, do you know anything about babies? She said, yes, Your Majesty. She said, look at this baby. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, Your Majesty. Yes. Said, can you know how to nurse a baby? Yes, Your Majesty. Sure. Well, he said, I'll give you your wages at $300 a week. Wasn't God good? And said, and you got the best rooms in the palace. And your meals will be sent to you. You won't even have to come out and cook your own meals. So now here's the baby. Be careful, don't drop you. Oh, don't worry, I won't. Don't worry, I won't drop it. You take the best of care of it. Don't you worry, I will. It'll have the very best care. Sure, it was her own. See? I'll give it the very best care. You see, it's a beautiful baby. Very beautiful, she said. All right. Close went the door on Miriam and her mother and little Moses. And when the door was closed, she looked all around and she said, and she thought you were her baby. Oh, my! She petted it. What had she done? If she had kept it, what was she done? So she gave it back to the one who gave it to her, and she what? Found it, and she can keep it. Now what happens? If we keep our soul, what happens? We'll lose it. And if we give it back to the one who gave it to us, what will happen? We'll keep it. Is that right? How many of you all would like to come up around the altar and pray? Would you like to do it? Would you like for Jesus to take care of you like He did them little babies? Let's all little children gather around the altar here now. Will you do it? Come right around, kneel around the altar. Let's pray, all of you. All the little children now, come up here. Do you like my story about this? Do you like that? All right. Now you come right up around the altar. Now come, all you little children, come kneel right around the altar. Just kneel down right there on the altar. That's good. All you little ones in the back, come here now. We're going to pray. All right. No, come up and pray. Come up and kneel around the altar. That's right. Now, that's good. That's just all that. Now, the mothers you want to come to, and dads, you all want to kneel in the aisle. Now, I want to ask you little children something here. Look. Do you believe that Jesus loves you just like He did Moses? Do you believe that angels watch you like this? Now, God gave you a soul, didn't He? Now, if you keep your soul, what will happen to it? You'll lose it. But if you get it back to Jesus this morning, then what you going to do? You'll go keep it. You're going to save it. Now, you want to save your soul, don't you? And you want to grow up to be real mothers and real ladies, don't you? Real men, preachers and so forth. Don't you want to do that? Now, if you do, then you give your soul to Jesus. Here's the way you do it. You say, Dear Jesus, this is all I got to give you is my soul. But you watch over me like you did Moses. Now, with some of you older ones all come and kneel too, some of you mothers, maybe that you might want to kneel here this morning. Like open for you too. If you will come kneel right along here, that's fine. There's a mother coming with her little boy. For somebody else, father, daddy, any of you. If you want to be a praying man, like Abraham was, you come kneel too. Mother, if you want to be like Jehoshaphat, well, you come right along and kneel too. Sure, it's for everybody. Because what? You got a soul too. If you keep it, what will happen? Lose it. If you give it back to the one who gave it to you, what will happen? You'll save it to everlasting life. That's right. I want you to gather around, all of you will now, and let's have prayer with these little ones and with all now. Mother's Day, a wonderful day. And maybe tonight I might change my subject and go on tonight and tell what that mother did, how that mother did. She was the one who educated her little boy to lead all of Israel to the promised land. Oh, she was a real mother. Wasn't she a real mother? You got a real mother too. And mother's praying for you. He was a real daddy. And daddy's praying for you. And now we're all going to pray together and ask Jesus to help us. Brother Neville, will you come kneel with us? Let's all bow our heads everywhere. Now, Sister Gertie. Dear Heavenly Father, this little simple story today about the long days that's gone by for a true father and mother, a true believer, come to you. And they worshiped you, they believed you. There was a distress in the land of the time. And how do we know that there's not a modern little Moses even here this morning? How do we know that there's not a modern little Miriam knelt here this morning too? The prophet. Oh, Father dear, these little children love you. And they come kneeling at the cross, recognizing that they got a soul that must be saved, and they're giving it to you now. For we have just read in your word, if you lose it, ye shall find it, and if you keep it, you'll lose it. And Father, they don't want to keep their soul to themselves. They don't want to live to themselves. They want to give their soul to you, so that by giving it, they find eternal life. Grant it, Lord. Bless all these little boys and girls around the altar. Bless the mothers and fathers, the church this morning. Oh, may thy loving grace and mercy be upon them all. Forgive us, Lord, all our sins and shortcomings. Take sickness from our midst. And the angels. Hallelujah. God, you who commanded Gabriel, and 10,000 angels went on the march. How many more angels come around when you see these poor little children kneeling at the altar this morning? All around this altar and through this church, saying this was of God. They're recording angels this year, taking their names down in the book. They're losing their soul, so they can find it in Christ. Grant it, Lord. May from this day henceforth their little lives be sweet and humble. May they be obedient children to their parents and to their heavenly fathers until the day that you call them home. Guide them in their little part, down through every world. Every time we get stuck in the bushes, may the angels of God push it off into the flowing currents of God's love. Grant it, Lord. And at the end of the road, may they find a loving home. And their mother and their loved ones there in glory, where God stands at the gate to welcome them today. Grant it, Father. Forgive us all of our sins and trespasses, and help us from this day to be holy thine. We commit these little children into thy hands now, and these mothers with them, Lord, that they'll be the right kind of mothers upon this Mother's Day, this memorial time that's given to mothers. And may they from this day be better mothers. May the children be better children. May we all be better, Lord, and serve thee greater. Grant it, Father, for we ask it in Jesus'